So, welcome everyone. Good morning. This is our day two of the demo series. So, yesterday was day one, wherein we started looking into some of the basic aspects related to the business analyst training program. Okay, so we started all this by saying that we are setting up a Google Classroom link. All the demo series videos will be uploaded on YouTube for you to access, or at a later point in time for others to access as well. Now, in addition to all that, for all the people who are joining the demo series, we have asked that if you are interested, we are setting up a Google Classroom link. That Google Classroom link will have the notes, the running notes that I am taking throughout the video, which will be uploaded over there. So you can get access to the Google Classroom link and access these notes at later stage as well. Okay. Now, if you already have the link, good. If you don't have the link, you can always send a WhatsApp message on this number in order to receive the link mentioning that you are attending the demo series that is currently happening and that you would like to have access to the Google Classroom. Okay. Now there are few of you who have already registered for the training program, so I would like to thank you for that. Now, going ahead with what we discussed yesterday was we tried to look at a very high level what a business analyst is trying to do. Okay, majorly trying to perform two tasks, but we know there are multiple subtasks that are involved in between. Okay, for example, things like managing your stakeholders. Okay, we say requirement document, but a requirement document has multiple components like the overview of the project, solution of the project, the requirements or the features, the priority against all the features, what is going to be considered in scope for the project, what will be outside of the scope of the project. So eventually all this information will lead to creation of the requirement documents. Okay, but to understand and restrict ourselves at an easier level to understand what business analyst is doing, we put out these two major tasks. Okay, then we looked at some of the prerequisites, what kind of educational qualification it may be required, what kind of professional experience could be needed for you to get started, and we also looked at some of the basic skill set that you I'm sorry guys, some of the basic skill sets that could be required from you in order to move ahead or succeed in the role of business analyst. Okay, some of the basic attributes like communication, your professionalism. So once you start working in a corporate sector, whether you work in IT or non-IT sector, you start building up certain professional skills. For example, understanding the importance of a work, understanding the importance of communication, understanding the importance of how to work in a team environment, understanding the importance of prioritizing the team goal over personal goals. Okay, so there are these multiple skills that get into you when you start working in a corporate environment. Okay, so I said you should have good communication skills, professional knowledge, and you should have some sort of experience in talking to any form of client. Okay, not necessarily be the foreign clients, even Indian clients as well. Okay, someone who is a stakeholder to you, for example, someone who is in banking domain. Okay, for them their client could be the end customers. Someone who is in IT support, for them the client could be the people who are raising complaints that my computer is not working, my laptop is not working. So any sort of client management. Okay, that gives you skills like how to remain calm. Okay, how to communicate effectively. Okay, writing down emails and stuff. And then we said there are certain moving parts like industry and system knowledge. These will keep changing depending on the client you work with. Okay, so if you work with bank today, you need to build knowledge about the banking industry, how the banking industry operates, what do we mean by some of the terms like savings account, current account, okay, what's the minimum balance criteria, how average monthly balance is calculated, how much interest is given, okay, what compliance rule to be followed that are levied by RBI. So, and similarly, when you move on to another industry, let's say health insurance. So now when you move on to health insurance, now you need to understand what is health insurance, why would anyone require health insurance, what is copay, what is co-insurance, room rents, consumables. Okay? You need to understand the overview, the basic idea of that industry for whichever client you are working upon, so that as a business analyst you can always engage yourself in a question. Without knowing about the industry, it would be difficult for you to engage with your stakeholders, drive conversations, and then draw out requirements from them. Your stakeholder may say that we want to launch a plan for health insurance which does not offer any co-insurance. Okay, and we want you to set up that plan in our application. Now, for you as a BA who doesn't even know what health insurance is, what co-insurance is, you'll be scratching your head thinking, what does he want actually? What is co-insurance? Now, obviously, you can go back and ask your stakeholder that what do you mean by plan? What is meant by terms co-insurance? What is meant by zero co-insurance? Can you please elaborate? Now, stakeholder can either explain that to you or can either go back and complain against you that someone without the basic knowledge, how can they even work and get requirements from me. Okay. So we said this is absolutely needed for you to work as a successfully work or perform your roles and responsibilities as a business analyst. Okay. Next thing we said was business analyst is a technical role. It does not include coding, but it's a technical role. Okay. So a business analyst works very closely with developer and tester to help build a software that fulfills the need of the stakeholder. Okay, so that's why we say business analyst is involved in a technical role, not coding. Okay, we should not confuse technical with coding. A business analyst is a non-coding role wherein you are worried about managing stakeholders, getting requirements from them, keeping your stakeholders satisfied, up to date, and then ensuring that they are aware of the progress being made in the project. Okay, now with all that discussion out, now what is it that I'm going to learn from this training program? So we looked at the course content yesterday, that what all topics are we going to cover. Now, with respect to when we join any training program, we want to be we want to be job ready. Okay, so the training program is designed such that you will acquire these skills, you will understand the importance of all these action line items, okay, so that you start your work effectively as business analyst. Now these will be practical based approaches. There are a lot of BA trainings available that offer theoretical way of implementing business analyst. Okay, so they will tell you 100 different concepts, but not the practical implementation of those concepts. So we firmly believe that rather than teaching someone 100 different concepts, teach them four practical concepts that are being used in the company, how things are working, plus how things will work, so that you can accordingly, when you join any company, you accordingly work. Okay. So what you are going to learn is what role does a BA perform, the importance of BA in the IT industry. Okay, how are you going to plan your requirement activities, like right from managing stakeholders, plotting RACI matrix, to conducting your elicitation activities, to writing down requirements, how should you be writing down requirements, and how should you be verifying or validating whether I have written a good requirement or not. From this to how do I create epics, user stories, okay, how do I perform backlog grooming or story grooming activities. Okay, so all those will be covered. Then elicit requirements, how do I start from zero or none or with some basic starting point and then move forward. Then how do we build a modeling or requirement modeling, as we say, for the given set of requirements. Okay. How to identify and document requirements for different category of projects. And like I said, how do I validate whether I have written a good requirement or not? Okay. Maybe I have written down a requirement which says build a login page. Okay, is that more correct valid requirement, or build a login page which allows user to enter their user ID and password? Is this more correct, or build a login page which allows user to enter user ID and password with checks like user ID must be present in our database? If user ID is new, then do not allow the user to log in. Okay, so how do we ensure, how do we validate that we are writing down the correct requirements or not? Okay, then aspects like requirements management and communication within the team. What are the different elicitation techniques available, and then how to pick one depending on the criteria? How to draw use case diagram, and at the end, how do I review the document that I have created? Okay. Similarly, what are the different waterfall and agile life cycles and how they changes BA practices? What sort of things are we going to take care in waterfall? What sort of things in agile cycle? Okay. Then how do you conduct yourself, or what activities do you perform in the organization? And then what's the starting point for a business analyst? It is usually a vision and a scope document. So what kind of details will be present over there, and then how do I get started? And then how to conduct an interview. Interview is the most popular elicitation technique. Most of the organizations use, or most of the BAs will use interview elicitation technique because it is much more effective, straightforward, offers you a personalized conversations. Okay, so these are some of the aspects. After learning, we expect you to get started working as a business analyst and be able to clear your interviews as well. Okay. Mostly the interviews questions will revolve around elicitation techniques, scenario based questions like how do you handle a difficult stakeholder, how do you handle a stakeholder who is giving you changes at the last minute, how do you handle stakeholders which are not agreeing with the product you have built, which are giving you more feedbacks, how do you handle difficult stakeholders, how do you write requirements, how do you evaluate you have written a good requirement. Okay, so most of the questions in interview are around these, or the user story, grooming aspect, or epics. Okay, so these are the things that we would help you learn, so that not just you are able to clear interviews, but are also able to have basic understanding of the business analyst related work. Okay, then moving on, next is the preparation aspect. Okay, so how do we help you to prepare for this business analyst roles? Okay, so as I said earlier, we looked at different topics, and what we said was, as much as possible we try to explain topics through examples. Okay, there's no better way to understand something then through examples. Okay. Then after each technical topic, okay, each technical topic will be followed by an assignment wherein you as students will try to complete the assignment to further cement your understanding of the concept. So doing assignments will help you in two ways. One is it will help you understand whether you are well aware of the topic or not, whether you are well aware of the concept or not. And the second thing is, if there are any gaps, if there is any gaps in your understanding, then you can ask those relevant questions. Sometimes we don't know if we have a questions or not, but when we start doing an assignment, either we are not able to complete it because we don't understand it, or maybe we completed it but with a wrong answer. Okay. So in either case, it will help us understand that there is some gap that needs to be plugged in. Okay. So those assignments after every technical topic like requirement modeling, user stories, requirement elicitation, stakeholder management, RACI metrics. So after all those technical topics and others as well, will have it followed by an assignment that you need to do so that you can further cement your understanding of the topic. Okay. Now along with it, there will be one case study that we will be doing within the class plus one case study for you guys to practice back. Okay, there's no better way to understand or to get confidence than practice. Okay, the more you practice, the better confidence you will have in the things that you are studying. Okay, so that's the one part, assignments and case studies. The second part that we focus on is, so I'll put interviews into two part. Okay, the first is a resume preparation. So we help you guide with respect to what all points that must be present in your resume, okay, that will allow it to be highlighted or allow it to be grab attention of the recruiters, what points to put into your resume. Now, we will guide you with what points to be put up, but we will not just leave you over there. Okay, what we eventually want is that apply those points in your resume, prepare your resume, and then share with us for a review. Okay, so it's not just we will just tell you that put all these points in your resume and then forget about it. We do a review as well. Okay, so once you prepare resume, share it with me, we'll review it and then accordingly give feedback if there are any changes to be made. Okay, then we will also work upon commonly asked interview questions. So I have a list of interview questions, and usually what we do is once our resume part is over, we go through that interview questions. So usually I'll share it in one day advance with the students to go through those questions, prepare for those questions, and during our regular classes, we will discuss with on the answers. Okay, so these interview questions start with some basic tips like how to conduct yourself during the interview and then how should you be responding to the questions so that you maximize your chances of clearing out the interviews. Okay, now once we go through those tips, then we go through the questions, that what are the questions, what answers do you have. If anything needs to be corrected, I'll let you know. If you don't have an answer to the interview questions, no problem, again we will be discussing it in the class. Okay. Now, other than this, suppose if you are going to appear for an interview, then like how it's happening in our previous classes, we usually help students with conducting some mock interviews as well. So if you are going to appear for an interview, let's say on Monday, okay, then we can help you conduct and mock interview again through the same common questions that are asked in the interview. So we can help you conduct a mock interview so that you can better prepare yourself. You gain some confidence going into the interview. Okay. So starting with resume preparation to resume review to sharing interview questions and discussing what could be the answers plus sharing some of the tips as well. Okay. Now, after listening to all this, the genuine question comes is this model really works or not? Okay. So we have students uh, from our previous batches who have been placed successfully into different companies, okay, and are currently performing the role of a business analyst. Okay. So these students are actually a testament that this course is actually working effectively, wherein students are able to not just clear out the interviews but are also able to perform their roles and responsibilities. Now, can I say that they are able to 100% execute their responsibility correctly? No, that will be an exaggeration. Okay? No training program in this world and no training program in this world can prepare you 100%. Okay? Training programs are guidance that help you prepare or learn the concepts. Utilizing those concepts, they give you confidence. Okay, but the work environment could differ slightly. Okay, so no training program will give you 100% preparations, but it will always give you the confidence and the knowledge of concepts that you can always utilize in your work environment. Okay, and then there are certain things that people have to improvise. So depending on how they work, where they work, what kind of work environment they are thrown into, they will have to improvise from their learnings. Okay. So, any questions so far, guys, with respect to what you're going to learn, or on the preparation side, or on the training program? Any other questions from yesterday to today?
So good morning, sir. Regarding that certifications, what about certifications?
Yeah, that we are going to cover. That is also in our agenda today.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
How
so
many
flow.
hours could be, yeah, yeah. How many hours could be spent to be a business analyst to crack the interviews?
So you are asking about the training program duration that we are offering.
No, sir. How many hours we have to spend to crack that to be an interviews?
That's what. How many hours for what? How many hours are you going? How many hours for this training program
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you are going
To
for it?
after completing a 1 day class, how many hours has to be spent to continue that flow?
Okay. So that's a very personal question. So, see, for example, someone who is a quick learner, maybe they can understand most of it in 1 hour class and then spend maybe again half an hour to 1 hour after the class to revise the concepts. For someone who takes slightly more time, for them maybe they'll take around 2 hours, 3 hours post the class to revise the concepts. Okay. So, but usually what we say is we also know that some students will never revise also. They will just attend the class, and after the class they will get busy or they'll start doing something else. So that is why we give assignments. So those assignments will ensure that you have to, for sure, you have to revise the concepts that you study today. But
In
overall,
the time,
training program will be of 40 to 45 hours. Okay, approximately 4 to 6 weeks to cover all the technical concepts. Once all those technical concepts are done, then you can start appearing for interviews.
total duration like 2 months.
4 to 6 weeks is 1.5 months.
Okay. Regarding the IIBA certification, we need that, sir, or else it's not mandatory for all the students.
Yeah, that's what we are going to cover next. So uh, next is the certification part. Okay, so from Harsha Training side, we will be giving you a course completion certificate. Okay, so for all the students who actively attend classes, who complete their assignments, for all those students, there will be a course completion certificate from Harsha Training side. Okay, but please note that that will not be the IIBA certificate. Okay, that's a course completion certificate from Harsha Trainings, that you enrolled in this training program and then you were able to successfully complete all the prerequisites of the training program. Now, when it comes to the external certifications, IIBA is one such popular institute that offers certifications depending on your proficiency or your experience in the business analyst related work. Okay, so their certifications are usually divided into three categories: ECBA, CCBA, and CBAP. Okay, so IIBA is the institute offering ECBA, CCBA, and CBAP. Okay. ECBA is considered as entry level certificate. So for all those who do not have sufficient experience, or who have only taken uh, trainings and then want to demonstrate their knowledge, for them ECBA is there. Now CCBA and CBAP are more advanced level certifications. Okay, so you can say that this is of medium complexity, but here you need some experience plus referral from a person who holds CBAP certification. Okay. Then for CBAP, it is the expert level certification. Okay, and again you require more experience, preferably 7+ years of experience for giving CBAP, and a referral from a CBAP candidate. Someone who is already holding a CBAP should be referring you that you are eligible, and I have known that you are working as a business analyst, you have the required experience and is eligible to appear for CBAP exam. Okay, now, is it needed for us to appear for any of the certifications to apply for any jobs? Okay, so at least in business analyst domain, as of now, not many companies are looking for certifications when applying. Okay, there will be few companies here and there that will ask for certifications, but then not many companies will ask for certifications when applying for a job as a business analyst. So usually what I recommend is not to appear for any certifications as soon as you complete the course. Okay, so when is the right time to appear for these certifications? So once you start appearing for interviews, once you get a job, after the job, spend at least 6 months in a real project working with people around you. Okay, so work at least 6 months over there, and then ask your company or organization if they can sponsor your certification. Okay, so work for at least 6 months and then appear for these certification exams. Okay, people often jump onto certifications that let me appear for a certification, but understand guys, certifications come with some responsibility, that you possess that knowledge. Okay, now for someone who is willing to restart their career or start their career into business analyst, or wants to identify whether this is the right domain for me or not. Okay, so you should be focusing on learning the concepts, appearing for interviews, and then getting an offer letter so that you can start your job. Once you start your job, once you spend some 6 months, 9 months over there, then you assess whether you want to continue that path even forward or not. Okay, and that's the time to appear for certifications. It will help you with two things. One, your certification cost will be sponsored by the company. Two, you already know that you want to continue in this direction and that you want to further cement your position in this BA domain. Okay, so there are certifications available offered by IIBA. Right now, Harsha Trainings is preparing you for the ECBA certification. What it means is once you go through the course, you can appear for ECBA exam, but at your own. Okay, so we do not have collaboration with IIBA that that we will get you registered or take care of any formal procedures on your behalf. Okay, but what we usually recommend is not to worry about certifications in the starting. Now obviously, if suppose the trend changes, for example Scrum Master, maximum job postings for Scrum Master will have a minimum criteria that you should have CSM, certified Scrum Master CSM certification with you. Okay, so there it becomes mandatory when the company itself is saying that you should have certificate, and during screening process they are asking me for certificate, then it means I have to mandatorily get that certification. Only then they will consider my candidature. But for business analysts, at least majority of the companies are not asking for certification. So focus on learning concepts, focus on preparing yourself for the job interviews, focus on cracking interviews and then getting into a job. Okay, once you get into a job, look for company to sponsor your certifications. Wait for at least 6 to 9 months and then start appearing for these certifications. Okay. Now all these certifications, like I said, ECBA being the entry level certification. So if you look at the experience part, there is not much, no and not required, or even someone who has underwent training can take it. Okay. These are requiring 21 hours of BA training in the last 4 years. There is no reference needed as well. You can directly register yourself for you can register yourself on IIBA website and then start appearing or preparing for the exam. Whereas if you look at CCBA and CBAP, they require certain amount of experience. For example, 3700 hours of BA experience in last 7 years for CCBA. For CBAP, 7500 hours of BA experience over last 10 years. Okay, then when you register for IIBA, whether you register for ECBA, CCBA or CBAP, there will be a Babu guide that is given to you. Okay, Babu knowledge guide. Now usually this guide has 6 core areas. So for CCBA, they expect you to be a master in at least 2 of 6 with 900 plus hours of experience, or with 500 hours in 4 of 6. Okay, so that means based on those 6 knowledge areas, they'll be asking you questions, and you must be able to successfully clear out at least 2 or at least 4 of those 6 knowledge areas to be able to finally clear the examination. Also, if you look at CCB and CBAP, you need at least 2 references. Okay. Since these are more professional expert level certifications, so IIBA wants to ensure that you truly have the knowledge and the expertise to appear for the exam. And how are they going to know that you have the knowledge and expertise? By or through these referrals. Okay. The next talks about the exam structure and the exam fees that could be applicable. So like for example ECBA, there will be 50 multiple choice questions. Okay. And in case if you are not able to clear the exam on first attempt, you will have up to 3 attempts within 1 year application period. Okay, ECBAs, at least as of now, are not supposed to be renewed. So once a certification is awarded, it can stay with you. Whereas for CCBA and CBAP, there is a renewal process wherein you will have to renew your certificate every 3 years. So either you participate in the activities conducted by IIBA to earn CDUs, and these CDUs will help you renew your certificates, or if you don't have enough points, then you reappear for the exams. Okay. Now, Suresh, do you have any specific questions related to these certifications? I know you were asking about certifications, but any particular question within the certification part?
Not yet, sir. Based on the experience only, we have to apply for a certification, sir, after working in the company.
Yes, yes, based on your experience. Because usually if candidate who is appearing for a business analyst training program who doesn't have much idea, for them, if they appear for CCB or CBAP, it will be waste of money. Okay, so
What
for
is
them
fee
it is
structure will be, sir? Fee structure of the certifications will be like, just for knowing.
as, as of now, there aren't much features as such. But yes, usually in future, let's say, organizations want to ensure that you are not a fake candidate. Okay, so what they say is you should have certain certificates to demonstrate your knowledge. If you have a certificate, that's how they are verifying that you have the required knowledge, you have the required expertise, and that's why you got the certificate. Was that your question? Did I answer your question, or was your question something else?
Yes, sir. Fine, fine, fine.
Okay, so before we move on to the final topic, any other questions, guys? Okay, I'll take the silence as no questions. We'll move forward. Now, the final topic that, or the question that everyone may have is, okay, good that you are teaching us about different technical concepts within business analyst. We are on board. We are looking for a non-coding role. We are primarily interested. We have good communication skills. We are interested in stakeholder management. So we want business analyst role. So now that you have understood all the different aspects, help us understand about the career growth for a business analyst so that we can accordingly make decision. See, eventually what happens, we are not here to work for 1 year or 2 year or 5 years. Okay? Probably most of us would like to work till the age of 60, okay? Especially in private industry. We are not a government employee. Okay, we don't have a fixed job up to the age of 60 or 62. We don't have a fixed pension coming up as well. So in private or corporate sector, we want to work for as long as possible. And the only way to work for as long as possible if we pick up a stream which has some career growth. I don't want to start a job today and then 1 year or 2 year later realize that there is no scope, there is no career growth. Maybe AI will absorb the job. So there's nothing there. So again, after 2 years, I'll have to switch to something else. Okay. So another thing that can help decide people whether they should pursue business analyst role or not is the career growth aspect. Okay, so we looked at the prerequisites for business analyst. We looked at our training program structure, what topics we are going to cover, for in how many duration we are going to cover, how are we going to help you. That is all good. But other than the prerequisites and the training program structure, it's always good to look at the career growth perspective as well. Okay, that how things will move ahead. Now, in the earlier ways or in the earlier world, things were relatively simple. Like you start with a junior BA and then you gradually progress to become a senior BA and then you become a team lead for BAs and then maybe get into after that managerial roles for BA. That's how things usually progress within IT industry till few, I would say 6 7 years back. Okay, because eventually in India, what would be the expectation that as your experience increases, you should be doing more wider roles and eventually get into the management part. Okay, if you have 15 years of experience, I will not have you as senior BA. Okay, for a 15-year experience person, I would expect them to be working as managers and not senior BA or even not TL as well. So that was the kind of expectation that the industry had earlier, but now nothing is permanent, nothing is fixed, things are evolving. Now we have more variety of roles being offered to business analysts. Okay, so for example, from starting as a business analyst, okay, the next thing that gets into the way is becoming a product owner. Okay, so product owners will be responsible for giving vision or guidance to one particular product. Product can be considered as software or an application as well. Okay, so as a product owner, you will be responsible for designing or providing vision to how that product will be maintained or how the product will be improved. Okay, so nowadays with people moving into agile way of doing work, agile says that we should have small products. Okay, if you have a bigger application that can be segregated into smaller products with each product being owned by a product owner. Okay, and that product owner will be responsible for providing guidance and vision to how that product should be maintained, enhanced or improved. Okay, now organ depending on the different organizations, they may have various sub levels within product owner as well, like an associate product owner to a product owner to a senior product owner. Okay, or they may not have associate or senior, but they may have certain levels like 1 2 or 3, and then once you get to the third level of product owner, then you switch to the becoming product manager. Okay, where now you are overseeing a portfolio of different products. Okay, you are more actively engaging yourself in the conversations with client on deciding what new areas or avenues to explore and then sharing those ideas with the product owner on how our product can be evolved as per the market trends. Okay, now this is the new path forward. Now the next expectation that comes is what kind of salary can I expect in all these experience ranges. Okay, now usually junior BAs are people with up to 2 to 3 years of experience. Senior BAs are for people with up to 3 to, I would say, 6 7 years of experience. Post 7 years you start aiming for product owner. Okay, and then post 12 13 years of experience you start aiming for product manager roles. Okay, now your salary will depend a lot upon your current salary. Now usually when we were working in waterfall way, the industry standard was 1.5 times of your current experience. Okay, so that means if you have 3 years of experience, then your salary would be somewhere around 4.5 lakh per annum. That would be an average salary, not an ideal, an average salary. That is what the service industry used to target. Now, for service industry itself, the multiplier has changed from 1.5 to 2. So nowadays, the same candidate may get up to 6 lakh per annum. That is for service based industry. Usually for the product based industries or product based companies, this multiplier will be higher. So you will get a better remuneration in a product based company. Okay, but this multiplier is only to give you an idea. Suppose I have 3 years of experience and my current package is already 6 lakh. Does that mean if I apply anywhere I'll again get 6 lakh? No. Okay, if you are switching from one company to another company, then you can always expect a hike, especially if you currently have less than 10 lakhs per annum of your package. You can always expect a hike between 30 to 50, 60% also. Okay, then suppose you already have an offer letter that has given you 50% hike, and you apply for another company and then you get an offer letter there. Then what happens? You can bargain there, that I already have a 50% hike, how much better can you offer me? Okay, so there is no fixed criteria as such. What I can always tell you is there is a minimum criteria. So you should always look for these multipliers, that this is what minimum I should get in my organization. You can always look for salary trends on different websites like Naukri and other, that show what's the salary range of people. Okay, and then accordingly you negotiate. So this multiplier is one factor, your current salary is another factor. If you have any offers in hand, you can bargain, that's another factor as well. Okay, but if suppose you are underpaid, how will you know whether you are underpaid or overpaid? Is to look at this multiplier that gives you average salary. Okay, if you have anything less than this, probably it's time to switch. Okay, I'm not saying you should switch. Okay, for some people the criteria or the more important aspect could be knowledge, that maybe in the organization where I'm working, I am doing better work, I'm learning lot of things, I'm able to professionally grow with time in the current organization, even though they are giving me lesser package. So it's okay, let me learn, in future I'll worry about my package. And for some people it could be only package, that I don't care about learning, but all I care is how is my salary growing with time. Okay, so I always suggest candidates that you should strike a balance between knowledge and money. Okay, there is no point in growing your salary without knowledge. Eventually what will happen is you will get up to the levels of 15 lakh 20 lakh per annum, but that will not be sustainable without knowledge. Okay, so try to strike a balance between knowledge and your salary. Your knowledge should justify your salary. If you are earning 20 lakh per annum, maybe you were somehow able to clear interviews, maybe you switched multiple companies, but you don't possess that good knowledge, eventually companies will get rid of you. Okay, so keep an eye on this multiplier. Where do you stand? What's your current package is another thing. Based on that, you can always look for 30 to 50% hikes if you're switching organizations. But before you switch anywhere, before you jump from one organization to another organization, ensure that you always have the sound knowledge also. Okay, striking a balance between knowledge and your package will help you go long way. See, we are not here to do job for 4 year 5 year and then retire and go back home, unless we have business. So if we have business, if we have some source of income, then obviously we can work for 4 5 years and go back home. But for in general, if you are here to work for longer duration, focus on your knowledge, and consequently your packages will improve as well. Business analyst is one such domain that offers you growth because of advent of roles like product owner and product manager in the agile way of doing work, which offers you wonderful packages as well, even going up in the upwards of 30-40 lakhs per annum or more than that. That is for service based industry. For product based, you can even go 50 lakh per annum plus, depending on your experience and knowledge. Now, before we end our class for today, what I would like to revise is tomorrow we will take a look at we will take a look at different roles that are available. For example, data analyst, scrum master, and how is this business analyst different from these roles? That is one point that we will cover tomorrow. And the third is, with the advent of AI, with everyone talking about artificial intelligence, what can I expect from business analyst? How severely can a business analyst role be impacted by artificial intelligence? Or how do I accordingly adapt to it? Okay. So we will discuss these three topics tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow will be our day three of the demo series. We'll be conducting the demo at the same time, that is 8 a.m. IST. Okay. So hope to see you all again tomorrow. Before we wrap up,
Yeah.
any questions?
Sir, I have 2 years of experience in on it. When not I have the PF account means what will going to be happen. If I have the PF account means what is going to be happen.
So PF account is actually related to your background verification. Okay. So if you don't have a PF account, that does not mean you will not get a job. Okay. As long as I worked somewhere, I would have received salary. I can always ask the other company that I don't have PF account. You can validate whether salary was credited or not through my bank statements. I'll give you my bank statement. I have experience letter. So through that they can validate. If you don't have PF, if you are filing IT returns, you can show them your IT return as well, that I am filing IT return because I got some salary. Okay, that is only for the background verification, that you come with a clean background or not, that you look for PF or all those kind of details. But if you don't have PF, it does not mean that there is no way the background verification can be done. You can always go with either bank statement. You can, if you are filing income tax returns, you can go with income tax returns as well.
Yeah, yeah, fine. PF account is not going to be affected, sir. If I go for the job interviews after the cracking also, not going to be affected, right?
No, no.
Yeah, because of my past company not yet created the PF account. In my current company, I'm doing I have the PF account, but the last company I have the bank statement with me and offer letter and experience letter and all the documents regarding that.
Yeah, that is more than enough. You can always say that whatever documents I have with me, I will give it to you. What I don't have, I cannot produce. So for previous company, you can always show your bank statement, income tax returns, whatever is available with you, to verify or to help them validate that I was getting salary.
Yeah, yeah, fine, fine. Okay, everything going to be teach from scratch onwards, sir, in this course
Yes,
from a basic onwards.
from basic onward. So we start our course with introduction to IT industry. What is this IT industry? Different people that are working over here. Okay, how are you going to work? What are the different types of IT? So start with basics, then software development life cycle, understand that, and then move on to BA related technical topics.
Okay, in the span of 1.5 months is going to be complete, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. After that only we're going to attend the interview and resume building and LinkedIn. And LinkedIn updating also you can able to teach us regarding that LinkedIn and Naukri, how to update that and how to be upgraded with that.
I can give you a small tip. Nowadays, everyone is using Chat GPT to update their LinkedIn. So you don't
Yeah,
need actually any guidance from me.
yeah.
Chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
In assignments, if you have any doubts, how can you able to answer the doubts in the assignments if you have any doubts?
So first thing is you have to attempt all the assignments. Okay. Now, what often people do is when they don't attempt the assignment saying that I don't know. Okay? As human beings, we all have some knowledge. Whether you do it right or wrong, you have to attempt it because there are no marks for assignments. Okay. So only when you attempt an assignment, whether you do it right or wrong, then I can get to know how much you understood. If I explain you a topic, if you don't do the assignments, how will I know where you are stuck? Okay. So the best way to get answers to these questions is to attempt the assignment. Whatever you understood based on that, come up with the answer. So
Yeah,
that next day during class, next
so
class, we can
yeah,
discuss where exactly you went wrong.
yeah, yeah. So what about that software development team is going to have the career goals, or the business analyst manageable teams are going to have the career goals, or those are different paths?
So career growth is everywhere in IT industry, okay? It depends on your interest. So for example, if you ask me if your concern is only salary, okay? So right now in IT, people with knowledge of artificial intelligence, people with knowledge of machine learning, NLP, very good salary. Okay,
Okay.
they can expect something in the in the 50 lakh per annum plus side, but for that you need to be good in mathematics, statistics. You need to have good command over any programming language, particularly Python. So
When
then
coming to
it comes.
BA,
Sorry.
when coming to BA is quite different from that path.
Yes, BA will not be your coding based. Okay, so artificial intelligence and all those will be coding based roles. So BA will not be a coding based role.
Okay, okay. In going to upgrade, sir, you have to learn new things like that only, sir, in BA also.
Yes, the new things that you will have to learn in BA is the industry you are going to be part of. So
Not
suppose
like
if you,
coding skills.
no, no, coding is up to the interest of the candidate. If you are interested in coding, if you want to learn it on your own, you can. But there is no compulsion that you have to learn coding.
Okay, when coming to the Java, I mean Python or C++, they are going to upgrade to current industries, no, sir. Like that, we not have any problem with that to upgrade, no, sir, in the BA.
No, no.
Yeah. Yes, sir, fine, fine, thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. Any other questions?
What a
Okay, if
doubt
no.
clarification section is going to be there, sir. A doubt clarification section is going to be when.
So once the training program starts, every day 1 hour, the first 10 minutes we'll be spending on doubts clearing only. And then remaining 50 minutes will be on understanding or going through the topic of the day. Okay, whatever technical topic is there for the day. Okay, so first 10 minutes for doubt clearing, next 50 minutes are for understanding one concept.
Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Many of the institute offering the internship with the high fees, sir. What about that? You have any like that opinion on that, sir? Offering the internship and they're going to be a high fee structure is going to be offered.
So if you are a fresher, like if you don't have any experience in any industry at all, like you are fresh out of college, like let's say 2024 pass out people who have never worked anywhere, or 23 pass outs who have never worked anywhere. So if you are a complete fresher who don't have IT or non IT experience, those people should opt for internship related programs. Okay. For someone who has experience, for them it does not make sense to go for internship related programs. See, you will have some 2 year 3 year experience. You will show that experience in your job interview, that I have 3 year experience. Where will you show your internship experience in between? Okay. And then if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are saying that for last 2 years I'm working as BA and in last 6 months I did internship on BA, people will obviously ask question, when you are working as BA already, when you are in your resume you are showing that you are working as BA, then why are you doing internship? Like that they may get doubt. So if you are complete fresher, it is okay to go for internship oriented programs. But if you are not complete fresher, if you are looking to switch into BA, then internship programs may not be relevant.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Yes, because I have doubt that only, sir. Most of the institutions of big institutions they are offering the internship and coding too much of fees like that. Is whether it useful or not, I don't know. That is the reason I asked.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So any
Yeah.
other questions, guys?
Yes, everything fine, fine.
Sure. So thank you guys for your time. We'll connect at 8 a.m. tomorrow for the third day of our demo series. Hope to see you there. Thank you.